Okay, great. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining the July 2015 edition of SEO5 Consulting's Launchpad Webinar Series. This is the sixth edition of our webinar series that we have each month. Um, Shortly, I'll be going through our agenda. I just want to thank each and every one of you for attending this week. We will have, if you do have any questions, throughout the presentation, please use the chat box in GoToWebinar. We will address questions at the end. If you do have an urgent question, we will get to you at the end of our presentation today. So without further ado, let's definitely get started. So quick agenda on our webinar series. So basically our webinar covers latest news and articles within the online marketing world. You will be seeing a lot of updates from Google, obviously the market share leader in organic search, as well as paid search online. So we do want to make sure that you know all the different updates that happen with regards to Google, any announcement that Google have made over the last month since our last webinar, and any recent articles as well that provide benefit to any SEO campaigns you may be running, pay-per-click campaigns, web development projects, any updates that you as owners, managers, or website owners or webmasters need to be aware of. In our presentation, I also have our account manager, Chris Ballin, who will be presenting our case study for the week. And just a reminder as well, my name is Darren Edward. I'm the online marketing manager with SEO5 Consulting. I've been presenting this webinar since February, along with our director, Vanish Sandir. And then again, like I mentioned, if you do have any questions throughout the webinar today, please share them in the chat box using GoToWebinar, and we will get to your questions at the end of our webinar today. Definitely make sure that we have at least 10 to 15 minutes to cover any questions that you may have. So let's get started on the latest news and articles within the industry over the last month in June and July. So the first one that's really important now that we're in the heart of the summer is ensuring that your summer hours are showing in Google. Google's recently launched a new website and tool in June 2015, which makes it a lot easier for check your Google My Business listings and to make any changes with regards to your service hours. As local shops during the summer months can see an increase in terms of visitors, and because of different tourist areas, a lot of local shops open up their hours lot longer throughout the day. If you haven't made changes, if your store hours or website hours or your service hours have changed over the summer months, and you're not sure if this has been updated in your Google My Business listings, either please reach out to us or log into your account, or go to the new tool that Google's launched in June, which is gybo.com/summer. Basically, is googleyourbusinessonline.com /summer, which quickly allows you to see, what hours are listing and whether, during that time are you currently open or closed. Note there isn't any automated way to switch on summer hours in Google Business, so if you haven't made the updates yet, now's the time to make the change, and definitely set a reminder to change it back once your hours change in the fall. So again, during the summer months, you really want to cater to your clients. A lot of people have vacations, a lot more time to spend, going through your shops. They might have, other things to do throughout the day. So if you do have hour or operating hours longer in the day, definitely good to make it aware on Google. So if people are searching you on a mobile device or searching on a desktop to see when your store is open, definitely make sure that your hours are set to your current hours that you have over the summer months. Next, in June, actually, from June 23rd to June 25th, was the ClickSee Live conference in Toronto. And over this, we found actually a great presentation from Finas Javari, who is the manager of digital and cultural marketing at Allstate Insurance, crammed countless tips for best PPC practices into a 45-minute conference and speech during the ClickSee Live Toronto conference. What we've done is we've actually gathered 5 tips regarding pay-per-click campaigns, AdWords, Bing campaigns, Facebook ads, etc. Any ads that you're promoting online, these are the 5 best PPC tips that we gathered from the conference at the end of June. The first one is make sure that you have clear goals. So what are you trying to achieve directly from a particular ad? Are you out there to just create brand awareness? Are you looking to generate more leads online? Are you trying to generate more sales from the ads? Really, the first thing is have clear goals in mind before you set up a campaign. We've had a number of experiences where we've taken on the management of pay-per-click campaigns where clients would go ahead and just before even thinking, they would set up their ads. They would set up keyword lists that they want to be found for. They would set a bid adjustment. They would set, usually they're targeting national. And so really you have to have clear goals in mind because we've had to take on some campaigns where we've looked at the setup and we've had to completely adjust how the campaigns were set up, how they were targeted to obviously reach the goal in mind. So if you are targeting sales, make sure that you have proper tracking on your website to track those sales that are coming in. If you're trying to create brand awareness, maybe you're trying to see, the amount of time spent on the site, or you're just trying to create as many impressions online, just get your ads out. If you're targeting lead generation, ensuring that you have the Google call number listed. You have, good call to action of what goal you have. And the key for that is always making sure that you have the metrics in place on the goals that you've set. If you start a campaign without goals, you're not going to have any success. So make sure that you have the clear goals set in mind before you do set up the campaigns in AdWords. Next best tip is to think like the customer. Keep all aspects of the customer's searches in mind, what they're searching, when they're searching, and where they're searching from. Obviously, different devices require different considerations. How are people going to find, the service or product that you're offering on your website? Are they going to be viewing a mobile device and see your ads? Should you be only setting up ads for mobile devices? Should you have a differentiation between what ads are shown on desktop in terms of what's shown on mobile? So you really need to think like the customer. How are they searching? How are they finding you? When are they searching? And a lot of this is reviewing the data as well and making the adjustments. If you're what we do, and usually at SEO5, is when we're running pay-per-click campaigns through AdWords, is we'll run a campaign for maybe the first week at all hours of the day and on all devices, and then looking at the data and then optimizing the campaign. Whether that's setting up day parting on what times of day you're getting traffic more towards the website or more impressions on Google, and really trying to find out how people are searching, why would they be searching, and making sure that you have the ad copies and the settings in place to make sure that you're reaching the customers when and why they want to be finding your services. Next tip is diversify your keywords. So dividing your budget and giving equal weight to both branded and generic keywords. We've seen, and we've had some experiences, and we've seen other experiences where people will divide different budgets towards, they'll, out of a $500 per month campaign, they'll spend $400 on generic keywords and only $100 on branded keywords. Now, again, this does fall in line with your clear goals. Are you really, what is the goal in mind? Are you trying to bring in more leads, more sales, or is it just brand awareness? But again, one of the best tips is just diversify your keyword list. It's good to give equal weight to both branded and generic keywords, as long as you have the call to actions in both. So in the ads that you're targeting, it's good. I mean, even including, branded keywords with some of the generic keywords that you're targeting, whether it's a different service, or if you're offering shoes online, what type of shoes, and then including your brands within the shoes that you're offering, just as an example. It really comes down to making sure that you have them targeted, again, whether it's broad-based keywords, phrase match, or exact match. A good differentiation between branded and generic keywords are going to get you the best results. Even if you don't want to spend too much on branded, if you do have a lot of organic rankings for your branded search terms, it's never a bad idea to also bid on branded terms, because again, you get to pick which page you want to drive the traffic towards. Whereas in organic search, it's for a lot of branded terms, it takes people directly to the home page of your website. So running campaigns on branded terms, you're allowed to set up pages that are either running promotions on your website or take them to selective product or service pages on the website. So a lot of benefit running both branded and generic keywords within your campaigns. And next, and I might have touched on this before when thinking like the customer's forecast. What does your historical data show? That should play a huge factor in PPC campaigns. So are you a seasonal business? Do you, are you an air conditioning business that you're going to see a lot more visits and searches take place in the spring and summer months, and then during the winter, a bit of a decline? That should go into, your forecast in terms of how you want to be setting your bids, how you want to be setting your budgets, and what times of day and what time of the year people are going to be searching with more. We've had experience where we're running static campaigns where we're running whether it's a $500 or $1,000 budget per month, which isn't always the best solution. A lot of the times you should be looking into your forecast, looking into either month-over-month data or year-over-year data of where you're seeing different traffic spikes. And obviously, your salespeople will know the different times of the year when you're seeing more business. So just using that forecast to ensure that you're setting that up and you're setting up your pay-per-click campaigns accordingly based on your forecasts. And the last tip is keep it simple. So just consistency between ad copy and content is definitely one of the ways to achieve the perfect balance between giving the necessary information and simplicity, as keeping calls to action to a minimum. According to Finance, 2 are better than 3, but 1 is usually the best of all in terms of the call to action that you have on a website. Another point in terms of keeping it simple is, again, make sure that the 4 points before, that you have clear goals, you have the metrics in place on your website, you're thinking like the customer, you know when they're viewing your website and when they're going to be searching for your services and products, making sure that you have the right keywords and you have them divided properly into separate ad groups, tightly themed groups, so you're showing them ad copies relevant to certain pages and keywords on your website. And then forecasting, should you have different bid adjustments throughout the week? Do you get more traffic in a month than another month? And just adjusting your budgets that way. If you have everything set up in place, again, best is keep it simple. Make sure you're not overcomplicating things. You're not running multiple different landing pages. You're not adding multiple different call to actions on the page. You're going to get the best results if it's one clear action on the page, whether it's a contact form, whether it's trying to get a sale from a product on your website, making sure that you're driving them to the right page on the website. The best is, keep it simple, make sure that you're serving the client and your customers with what you want to sell and what you're trying to provide them. And that's where you're going to get the best results. And over time, as you get better click-through rates, more conversions, your cost per click will go down and your conversions will go up and your return on investment will continue to increase. So really great tips from that presentation from ClickSeed Live, which took place in June. Recent update from Google. So they've made an announcement, and I know Google and penalties is definitely a scary word with regards to the Panda and Penguin updates. Again, Panda and Penguin aren't really penalties. They're just changes to the algorithm, but there were penalties that took place with some websites due to that. Google's recently announced that there has been a recent spammy structured markup penalty and recovery options when using schema markup with your website. Schema markup, also known as structured data markup, is a great way to improve search engine content discovery, indexation, and then also organic search visibility. A lot of different schema markup can be local schema, so making sure that your name, address, phone, everything with regards to your location are included in the backend on your website, usually implemented on the contact page of your website. If you have any product reviews on your website, ensuring that you have proper schema set up for showing your product reviews on Google search results, or any additional knowledge base that you want to add. If you have videos on the website, if you have songs on the website, if you have information on company employees. Make sure that that's all set up properly and it's not over optimized or spammy in the back end. In March, actually, of this year, Google updated its rating and reviews rich snippet policies, which stated that these types of snippets must be placed only on specific items, not placed on category or list of item landing pages. Again, if you're adding product reviews, make sure that they're going to the actual product pages, not to any category pages on the website or list of items on the website. Again, recently Google's updated their policies again, where many websites had received messages through Google Webmaster Tools and through their emails, just that there is a manual action penalty in terms of the spammy structure markup. So if you do have any schema markup or structured data markup on your websites, definitely check into Webmaster Tools to see if you have any manual actions penalties to look into. And so if you do have anything like that, how would you get out of it, or how to avoid structured data markup penalties? The first is obviously ensure that your structured data implementation aligns with Google's most recent policy and guidelines. We have a link here, developers.google.com/structured data/policies. And that's the most up to date. There's also another one for other developers, again, but this is the main one that Google has promoted online to let you know how you should be structuring your data on the websites. Next, once you've actually implemented the structured data on your website, definitely test. Test is very key in terms of whether you've set up the code correctly or if you've done it outside of Google's policy and guidelines. You can test the structured data testing tool. It's actually within Google Search Console, which used to be Google Webmaster Tools. So definitely, if you have it implemented, go to Google Webmaster Tools and test out the pages that you've set up, and it'll let you know if you have it implemented correctly or if any changes need to be made to those specific pages. The last is monitor Google's Webmaster blog for any latest updates to the structured data policy and guidelines. Again, as SEO5 Consulting, we do get these news a bit in advance over other webmasters. So if we do see any change that would be impacting either your websites, we'll be the first to let you know. New update in terms of Google Mobile. I know last month in our webinar and in the previous month we talked about the Google Mobile Geddon in terms of the mobile-friendly search algorithm that went into place. On top of that, Google's also updating how search results are also showing up in mobile devices and how different items are being added to the search carousel. You might have noticed that if you're using Google on a mobile device, that you usually, whether it's searching for just information or if you're asking a question, before, similar to how images show up on a mobile device, it's a little carousel that shows you links on specific things with regards to your search. What Google has done is they've actually expanded the mobile search results carousel to not just include news publisher content, but also content from Pinterest, Vine, Houzz, and the Food Network. Pinterest, obviously, people had, if they've pinned, again, if that's any usually clothing, makeup, design, things around the house, you will see pins show up now in Google Search Carousel. Vines, again, any videos that you'd be posting, on Vine or that people have been posted on Vine are now showing up in Google's Carousel. Houzz, this is an online forum and sharing for home improvements. So if you've worked with any companies or you're trying to research companies to work with, their ratings and their profiles on Houzz will now show up in Google Search Carousel. And Food Network. So if you're searching for any ideas on recipes, on things around the house, or you saw something on TV, Food Network is now showing up in Google Search Carousel. Google's point on this is that whether you're looking for Pinterest pins, Vines, Houzz idea books, or Food Network recipes, you can now browse through more content from your favorite websites within Google search results on your mobile device. Simply swipe through links within a carousel and tap any link to read or watch exactly what you're interested in. Again, this is definitely moving along the trends, and I have another slide coming up just talking about the growth in terms of mobile. And again, if you don't have a mobile friendly website, if you're not sure if you have a mobile friendly website, Google mobile friendly test You'll be able to find Google's test to test your website if it's mobile friendly or not. If you're not sure, definitely reach out to us at info@SEO5Consulting.com. I'll provide our phone number at the end of the webinar today that you can reach out to us if you do have any questions on setting up your website to be mobile friendly, because Google continues to make changes this year. I think 2015's definitely been a big impact in terms of mobile searches, and Google's definitely made changes to their algorithm and to how their searches are being shown, and really giving the best user experience for people on their mobile devices to make sure that what people are searching for, Google's providing the best results for them. On top of this, another new update from Google is that Google Ads can now show ratings from Google My Business listings. Before, you'd be able to link Google My Business accounts within Google AdWords as long as you're automatically linked to your business location. Usually that's done through ad extensions. But now, if you do need to add ratings from your Google My Business, just make sure that your places or your Google My Business location is enabled within AdWords. So if you do have any ratings on your Google My Business account, they will start showing for any ads you may be running through AdWords. And again, what this benefit is it definitely adds more real estate to your ads on Google. If you do have a 4 or 5 star rating, you want that to be seen online. And if you are running ads, you want that to be seen as soon as possible within the first 3 positions. As Google explains, people are increasingly rely on the opinions and experiences of others to help make decisions like which pizza parlor to visit, where to get your tires rotated, or which dentist to make an appointment with. Local ratings make your ads more useful to customers searching for local information and can improve your ad performance. So again, just make sure that you have this enabled. If you're not sure if you have it enabled, if you'd like us to look into it, please reach out to us, your account managers, or contact us directly at info@SEO5Consulting.com, and we'll be happy to assist you. One of the good articles that was released over the last month too that we wanted to include in our webinar, and again, with mobile being an increase, we're also seeing a lot of improvements to AdWords over the last year, and one thing as well that we've seen a lot of increase and in terms of how people are getting their ads is creating video ads through AdWords, and showing whether it's 30-second videos, minute videos, different promotions, but getting your videos out to YouTube. These are called TrueView ads, and if I'm sure everyone in the webinar today, if you've viewed a video on YouTube, you usually see an advertisement, and after the first 5 seconds, you have an option to skip to the next ad. Anytime that happens where someone skips to the video after the first 5 seconds, that advertiser is not even paying for those first 5 seconds of advertising. They're only paying when the full video is viewed. So with that being said, we definitely wanted to share 6 things to watch for when starting AdWords for video campaigns. So the first is ad rotation settings. So unlike Google AdWords or Google search campaigns, you could set how your ads are going to be shown. One thing that we've noticed is that it's best to set it to rotate evenly to get the best results. If you set it to show it as soon as possible, you're likely to eat up your budget and not really reach the best audience. So just ensure that you set your ads to rotate evenly, and this way if you have different video ads running, different promotions, you're not favoring one over the other, you just have them rotating evenly, and that usually has provided the best results. Google Analytics, so ensure that you have Google Analytics set up on your website and that it's linked to your video, to your AdWords campaigns, and to any ads that you have on YouTube or any videos that you've uploaded. Video ads get their own reporting within the AdWords section in Google Analytics. They're also included with the campaigns link as well. Call to actions. So with video ads, you can create call to action overlays that link to your preferred landing page. You might have seen this on YouTube if you've seen an ad or seen a video where little pop-ups happen over the course of the video. This is a great way to add call to action. So if you're running a video and you're talking about your services, a great way to add that additional call to action is include a link to your contact page or your request a quote page, right at that time during the video. That's the best way to get engaged with your viewers and to have that consistency from your video ads to your website to ensure that your goals of either driving conversions, driving leads, or driving sales, making sure that you have those overlays set up within your videos, that you're driving people even to specific landing pages on your website. Another thing to change, or that's a thing to note for AdWords video ads, is that there's no ad groups, but just different targeting options. Whereas, in Google search campaigns, you have different ad groups where you could set in different keyword lists, different ad copies. That's different when you're running video ads through AdWords. You still have targeting options that allow you to choose targeting groups based on things like demographics, topics, and more. Very similar to if you're running a campaign on the display network. You could select what interests your audience and your users are likely to search on. Within video ads, there's actually a lot more targeting that you could do, and it's really specific. I mean, you could, in terms of age groups, you could target male, female demographics, location-based if you're targeting different areas, if you're targeting national or just specific locations, topics, different websites that people might be going to or interested in. So unlike setting up like ad groups, you still have options to target how your videos are being shown and what video ads you want to be shown to the different metrics that you're setting up. Different networks. So unlike ads on the search networks, video ads show up in different places, such as the display network. So your video ads will likely show up on YouTube, then also through YouTube search, and then any partner websites that have YouTube embedding options on their website. So there's many websites online that allow you to embed YouTube videos. Your video ads do have the opportunity to show on those websites as well, as long as they have AdSense set up on their video sites that they're posted on the websites, and that you've set up your targetings appropriately, that you're being shown throughout different websites, not only through YouTube. And then the engagement factor. So no matter how well crafted a search network ad is, it's likely no match for the engagement your video ads will get. And the engagement metrics you can access on videos is unlike that of the search network. Again, that's going into where I talked about the targeting options and the call to action. So you're able to target who your audience is when you're showing your ads, how they're viewing your ads, and ensuring that you have those overlays. And with that, you're able to see how people are engaging. How many times did people click on the overlay of the call to action? If you popped up a request a quote button through the middle of the ad, how many people stop watching the ad and then click through to the website? There's a lot more engagement, using video ads and just search ads. I mean, you get data in terms of time on site. Did they click through to the website? Did they, convert on the website through search campaigns? But through video ads, you're able to see how long people viewed the videos, what time, they stopped viewing it. Do you have to make any adjustments to your videos to get more engagement? Are people clicking on any overlays or pop-ups that you're including in your video? Are they clicking on any links in your description of your video? Are they then, seeing your video on an ad? And then, they might have been watching another video and then they see your ad and then, well, maybe I want to check out their YouTube channel. So all of that information is gathered within AdWords and within YouTube that you're running these ads. So a lot more things to watch when starting AdWords for video. But if you're interested, again, please contact us. We have started new video ads for certain clients, and definitely see this as a great opportunity over the next year, especially again, the drive towards mobile devices. People are searching Google a lot more through their mobile devices. They're going on YouTube a lot more, whether they're viewing how-to videos, which are the highest, the most uploaded videos on YouTube are how-to related videos. So again, if you do have any ads, it's a great way to set up and get some exposure and definitely engage with their visitors on a much closer basis than you were on search campaigns. Another new update from Google is that Google Maps are now shareable across devices. This is beneficial for any local businesses or local traffic that you're trying to bring on. One way to ensure that this is shareable across devices is as long as you're signed in to Google on both a desktop or a mobile device. So if you're at work and you're trying to find, a dry cleaner after work that you need to get some changes done, you could search it on your desktop. You could set it up that you could actually send this location to your device, so you actually get push notifications once you've actually left the office and you're close to the location. You will get a push notification. So again, another way that Google's really trying to incorporate the best user experience and to incorporate more into multiple devices and not only desktop, but again, really utilizing the increase in traffic coming in from mobile devices. So again, a really great update from Google, and again, falling in line with their updates to mobile devices so far in 2015. Recent updates that Google sent out through your Search Console or Webmaster Tools, they started to send out incorrect hreflang implementation notices to webmasters. What these codes are settings in your backend if you want to set the languages to your website, or if you're tracking different regions on your website, or if you have different country location targeting on your website. That's usually set up through hreflang codes. What's happened is that Google's found some common implementation errors, and because of this, they were able to mass notify users with such issues. So this is just a copy of an example where you might have noticed if you do have any hreflang implementation codes on your website, definitely check into your Webmaster Tools account, check into your Google account for your Webmaster Tools account if you've seen this email. If not, if you don't have any additional location targeting on your website or language targeting, I wouldn't worry about this update. But again, if you are targeting international, definitely look into this at your earliest convenience. And if you need us to look into it, please reach out to your account managers or contact us directly. Again, Penguin update, so everyone's kind of on their toes trying to see when and where and if there will be a new update from the Penguin algorithm. However, Google's come out and said that the Penguin refresh is actually months away from happening. Anytime Google's run the Penguin algorithm, which started in April 24th, 2012, they've actually had 6 updates to the Penguin algorithm since it first launched in April 2012. Usually what happens during the Penguin update is you find out that you have some black hat or spammy link building on your website, and you would get these notifications from manual actions in Google Search Console. Usually what happens is then you follow Google's guidelines to obviously get out of this penalty. If you have any links that are on your back end, just to clean out any poor quality links. However, it's not going to happen right away where you see, if your rankings have dropped because of the Penguin algorithm update, you won't actually see that bounce back until a new refresh takes place from Google. So if you were affected from the last one, Penguin 3.0, which took place in October 2014, you're still waiting for that refresh to take place. But again, I know a lot of our clients were pretty safe from the Penguin algorithm updates. For any of those that were affected, we have had them cleaned out even before the latest refresh that took place last month. But if you are still seeing any impacts, or if you're waiting to find out when the next Penguin update will be, Google's made an announcement that they are still months away from happening, and they will definitely keep webmasters posted on when this will be taking place. And before we go into a case study for this month, again, like I mentioned earlier, the year of 2015 is definitely the year of mobile. This is definitely shown from the Q2 stats, which was provided by Merkel-owned digital agency RKG, showing that Google is dominating the US mobile organic search visits market. Total organic search visits rose to 12% year over year in Q2 of 2015, with smartphones producing the vast majority of organic search visit gains. Looking at this table, looking at the mobile click share by search ad platform, on phone devices, you can see that Google has increased 26% in Q2 as compared to Bing ads and Yahoo is only 14%. On tablets, Google has increased 17%, but as a total combined, you can see the 43% increase. Google has a very strong and relative strength in mobile, having generated 89% of mobile organic search visits in Q2. In comparison, Yahoo represented 7.1% of overall mobile organic search visits, while Bing produced just 4.1% of organic search visits. So again, with this increase, Google's obviously making the changes. They updated their mobile algorithm in April to obviously place favoritism towards mobile-friendly websites. So again, really important that you do have a mobile-friendly website. If you're not sure that you have a mobile-friendly website, please reach out to your account executives or reach out to us at info@SEO5Consulting.com. If you need to check it on yourself, Google mobile friendly testing tool. The first link will be Google's tool that you could test. Just put in the URL of your website and it'll let you know if it is mobile friendly or not. If it's not mobile friendly, you are affected on mobile searches, as Google's now putting more attention towards mobile friendly websites rather than non-mobile friendly websites. And again, the key here is user experience. Google doesn't want to show any websites that people have to pinch their screens to see the text. They want to make sure that people could access these websites very freely on a mobile devices and continue to go back to Google for that information. So a lot of changes in Google this year. Organic search visits continue to increase on mobile devices, and we're expecting by next year to mobile to overtake desktop searches organically on Google. So for our case study this month, I'm now going to pass it off to Chris Ballin, our account manager, who's going to give a case study on one of our clients, bewiser.ca. So when you're ready, Chris, take it away.
Thank you very much, Darren. As Darren mentioned, I'd like to highlight one of the accounts that we brought on at the end of last year, beginning of this year, bewiser.ca. You can see a little screenshot of their current site here, and fortunately this is a client that has some great in-house development teams, and we picked them up right after a site launch, and they launched with a responsive site in mind, which was fantastic. As Darren mentioned, this is the year of mobile, and it does give clients a leg up having that right from the get-go. Now, to give you a little bit of a background on bewiser, they have been a client of ours since 2014, and they were actually a referral client of ours. They're a brand new division of business from an existing insurance broker. Now, they offer a service or a product called telematics, and what that is that's a little computer that is hooked up to your car that records your driving behavior. It's used for new drivers, young drivers, to ensure that they're doing well. They have a good foundation to their driving skills, and that has the potential of bringing down their insurance rates. And it's also targeted at existing drivers that have poor driving records, accidents on their records, multiple speeding tickets on their records, DUIs, DWIs, any at-risk drivers. And the client came on board as a brand new business. They were just starting and just offering this service, and their primary goals for the campaign have been to increase awareness while generating leads at the same time. They are located up here with us in Ontario, Canada, servicing the entire province. Now, they did come on board as just an SEO campaign, but very quickly they signed on board for a few other services with us. They started AdWords management with us, remarketing campaign management with us, and the development of a landing page for these AdWords and remarketing services as well. We'll go into the successes of each one of these services just now. Darren, if we could. Thank you. The SEO campaign, as mentioned, started late in 2014, in December of 2014 through January. Brand new site, brand new product. Of course, goals as I mentioned, included increasing awareness and lead generation. And we can see here year-to-date totals for website traffic. We don't have anything to compare them to because, as mentioned, they are a brand new site and a brand new product. So we can see the kind of humble beginnings that they launched with through January, February, March. And we started to see these spikes in traffic through April, May, and you can see how successful June and July have been for the campaign as well. In 2015 alone, we've managed to generate nearly 5,000 sessions from a little over 4,000 users with over 7,000 page views for an average of about 1.5 pages per session. We can see some of the successes for rankings to date through 7 months of the campaign here as well. We can see that in month 1 of the campaign, of course, being a new site and a new client, all of these rankings are brand new. So pre-campaign, the client wasn't ranking for any of these terms. And within just the first month, we started to get them ranked, albeit on page 3, page 4, page 5. We have started to get them some positions, some new rankings for a brand new business that just launched this year. And you can see where we've come through 7 months of the campaign. One of the biggest and broadest keywords for the client has been the keyword that's achieved the most success for them in Genie Telematics. As I mentioned, that is the term or the name of the service that they offer. And that's the little computer that sits inside your car and records your driving habits. And the client is already ranking on the first page for this service. And they've been there in the same position for 3 months now. So within 4-5 months, the clients managed to get a very significant page 1 ranking while generating several page 2 and growing rankings throughout 7 months as well. Again, for a brand new client, this is some fantastic success right out of the gate. If we could take a look at the landing page that we've developed for their AdWords campaign, you can see it's very inquiry, very conversion oriented, with strong call to actions and inquiry forms, as well as information on the services offered. This is targeted to both young drivers looking to establish excellent driving habits, as well as existing drivers looking to repair poor driving habits. We can take a look at the successes of the remarketing campaign, where we've launched this remarketing campaign to target solely high-risk drivers, so 1/2 of the target market for the client. You can see an example of a banner ad that we launched here on the right-hand side. Now, the main goal of the remarketing campaign, of course, has been targeting that the awareness goals that the client has established. And the secondary goal of the remarketing campaign is to encourage repeat visitors. Of course, you are only served these remarketing banner ads if you have been to the client's site previously. And since February 2015, and excluding April 2015 when the campaign was paused, we've managed to generate over 61,000 impressions of these banner ads for the clients. Now, of these 61,000 impressions, 110 visitors have clicked on these ads, which have led to at least 2 tracked conversions for the campaign as well. Now, an important thing to keep in mind here is that these 110 clicks for the banner ads are repeat visitors. These are people that have seen the client site before, perhaps received a quote from the client site before. So these are 110 repeat visitors coming back to the site, a very valuable section of the market to target, to corner. And as we can also see here, these 61,000 impressions, these 110 click-throughs, these at least 2 tracked conversions, has only cost the client $160.45. That's some amazing results for very little investment. The awareness generated and the market targeted through these remarketing campaigns has been fantastic for the client. Now, the AdWords campaign, as mentioned, has two specific targets: young drivers and high-risk drivers. They are two very different sections of the market. And as such, we've divided two ad groups out for the campaign. Each have their own individual ads, and each have had their own individual successes. We can see that with an average monthly budget of about $1,100, the campaign has managed to generate an average of 11,000 impressions a month across both campaigns, or both campaigns total. The young drivers campaign is averaging 122 clicks per month to date in 2015, where the high-risk drivers are averaging 78 clicks per month in 2015. One of the differences that you can see here is conversion rates for each ad group. To date, the Young Drivers campaign has generated 14 conversions despite getting many more clicks through to the site. And remember, keep in mind, these are tracked conversions. So these are inquiry forms being sent. These aren't necessarily calls, emails through email forms, or quotes provided through quote generation modules on the client's site. These are tracked visits of the client's thank you page, the post-inquiry submission page. Now, the Young Drivers campaign has managed to generate 14 conversions through 980 clicks from the site and over 60,000 impressions. Compare that to the high-risk drivers ad group, which has managed to get a little over 15,000 impressions, generate 630 clicks, and 100 conversions. So the conversion rate is much higher through the high-risk drivers campaign. We can see that that conversion rate for the high-risk drivers campaign is a staggering 20%, which is fantastic. And that number's only increased throughout the campaign as we've made further tweaks and changes to ad copy, targeted keywords, and bids and budget adjustment. We can see the difference between the two campaigns as well is the average cost of the campaigns and the average cost per click. It is much cheaper, much more cost efficient to target those young drivers than it is the high-risk drivers. We've found that the competition levels for those high-risk drivers are much, much higher thanks to cross-contamination, we'll say, from legal firms. Suffering a DUI, have us represent you, that kind of cross-contamination. But again, great successes throughout each facet of the client's campaigns. Awareness generated, traffic generated, leads generated, conversions generated, all fantastic. The real standouts here are of course, the conversions generated and the awareness generated for the relative low investment cost of an AdWords a remarketing campaign. And we look forward to seeing the results that we can achieve for this client for the future moving forward.
Perfect. Great stuff, Chris. Great case study for this month. Again, those in the insurance industry or have any questions, definitely reach out to us. A lot of great success running that campaign. As Chris mentioned, we started with just an SEO campaign, realized the opportunity of running a local pay-per-click campaign, then realizing the powers of a remarketing campaign because our goals were brand awareness. So really taking them from the starting point of an SEO campaign, newly like Chris mentioned, a new company, new product offering, new service, and since we started in early 2015, we've generated over 100 conversions on the website, generated, like Chris showed you, at least one page, one ranking on Google, a lot of keywords just hovering around page 1 on page 2 and 3. And for a website that only is, just over, 7 months old, um, really great results starting out of the gate and just following the best practices that we follow at SEO5 Consulting, and ensuring that each of the product offerings or service offerings that we could provide have been utilized for this campaign, and just amazing results so far. So I want to thank Chris Ballin for attending this week. Great case study that we wanted to share with our clients and prospective clients. Just a bit of background information for those of you who have not attended the webinar before about SEO5 Consulting. We're an industry pioneer since 1999. We have a team of 50 plus internet marketing professionals and over a combined 50 years of experience, even though the industry's only been around for maybe about 20, 25 years. But again, a lot of experience in our team. We're Google and Markemotive certifications on our staff. We've serviced over 1,000 clients worldwide. We're active participants in SEO conferences, Google conferences, Bing conferences, Markemotive conferences. We're a Google certified partner for any AdWords campaigns. Clients in over 50 different industries. So if you're not certain that we're the right fit for your industry, or if you haven't found the right company to provide you with that service and get you those results, we definitely have an experience in many different verticals online. So right now, I'll just open the floor up if there's any questions on the webinar today. I want to thank everyone again for attending. So now I'll just see if there's any questions that have been posted. We'll have maybe 5 minutes for any questions. But again, thank you everyone for attending. If you don't have any questions right now, definitely reach out to us at info@seo5consulting.com, or call our toll-free line at 1-888-759-4112 to reach out to us, and we'll definitely get in touch with you. It doesn't seem like there's been any questions from our webinar today, so again, if you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Otherwise, thank you very much. Enjoy your summers, and we'll be back again in August for our next edition of the Launchpad Webinar Series presented by SEO5 Consulting. Thank you, Chris Ballin, our account manager at SEO5. This is Darren Edward, the online marketing manager, signing out for another successful webinar. Have a great day, everyone.